The steady stream of traffic, which travels daily along the main road between Bury and Bolton, passes unnoticed this entrance to what was once an important trade route between the two towns. By the end of the 18th century, the horse and cart plodding along the narrow cobbled lanes that provided a link between towns was no longer able to meet the needs of the expanding trades of the Industrial Revolution. In 1761, the Duke of Bridgewater, with considerable foresight, employed the services of the leading civil engineer of the age, James Brindley, who, together with the Duke's chief estate agent, John Gilbert, designed and constructed a canal from the Duke's mines at Worsley to Manchester, and thus opened up the golden era of inland waterways. By the turn of the century, canal systems were growing up throughout the country, and in 1791 a canal between Manchester, Bolton and Bury was authorised. The canal begins in Bury, where the Bolton Road crosses the River Irwell at Bury Bridge. Here, amongst the densely concentrated industries of the Elton district, that the canal was to serve as an essential artery of trade. The large and now deserted warehouses stand witness to a prosperity of an earlier era, whilst along this final stretch of the canal there remains perhaps its last surviving duty, to transport coal a few hundred yards to boiler houses lorries were never intended to reach. It echoes a time when the coal barges plied the length of the waterway from the collieries several miles away at Little Lever. At the time of its inauguration, the canal was authorised to carry barges or narrow boats of specific size and design. The boats were to be of 70 feet length and of 7 feet beam, and of special construction such that cargo was carried in large containers within the boats, and not directly in the boats themselves. The boats could thus easily be converted for a variety of purposes. Many were in fact used for a packet service between Bolton and Bury, and it was in such a service that the canal met its first disaster. Each Sunday it was the practice to run pleasure trips along the canal from Bury to Church Wharf in Bolton. It was on one such occasion that a party of drunks got out of hand and started to rock an already overcrowded boat. The boat capsized, and many people were reported to have been drowned. By the 1830s, competition was beginning to be felt from the rapidly developing railways, and the Canal Company, foreseeing the danger, proposed to drain the canal and lay a line along it. The idea was never carried out, but a line was built adjacent to the canal between Manchester and Bolton in 1838, the company then assuming the grandiose title of the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal Navigation and Railway Company. Passing beyond Radcliffe, the canal runs a short distance towards the Lady Shore Colliery at Little Lever. This colliery played an important part in supplying coal direct to many of the mills, and was in fact doing so right up to the canal's closure in 1948. It had extensive facilities for loading and dispatch of coal barges, and many of its workings lie directly beneath the waterway. The canal is claimed to have been amongst the finest in the country. Its route, however, lay across the curious Pendleton rock fault, and in consequence it suffered a number of breaches due to landslips and to movements in the underlying rock surface. One was reported in 1852 and another in 1878. By far the most serious breach came, however, on Monday, July the 3rd, 1936, at a point half a mile west of the Lady Shore Colliery. The landslip caused a breach to occur 300 feet above the river Irwell, and over 150,000 tons of rock and several 100,000 gallons of water cascaded down into the valley. It was a blow from recovered. A dam was built on the Bury side of the breach, and the Lady Shore Collier is able to maintain its trade in this area for some years. The canal's value, however, already considerably diminished by the developments in modern transport, was now almost gone. In 1941, the owners, now the LMS Railway, were released of their obligation to maintain it as a navigable waterway. And in 1948, the remaining sections passed into the hands of the Inland Waterways Authority. The last barges from Lady Shore were soon to disappear, and the canal, which had seen over 150 years of unique industrial history, passed into final retirement.
The preservation group, they managed Bolton, I think you founded it, didn't you?
A long time ago. A long time ago, yeah.
Well, they bought a copy of it.
Have they?
So they should have it somewhere.
Right, yeah.
But it's not very good, it's a bit dim.
Right.
Because it was shot on old Standard 8 film.
Right.
On an old camera.
Yeah.
I shot 2 films on it, then bought another one. So.
Right.
But of course it's invaluable, and our electronics whiz kid Roy Turner, I live in the dark ages as far as electronics is concerned.
Right.
But he said he could probably redo it and sweep it up if it's of any use to you.
It'd be superb. What was it like when you came down? What year was it when you came?
It was 1955. I just bought, as I say, a new camera.
Right.
And I just wanted to do a short film, one called Forgotten Valley, which turned out to be very popular, and had a book named after it and goodness knows what. And the other one was Forgotten Waterway.
Right.
And I came down to Bury Bridge, expecting to see a desolate, disused, not quite like this, but you know, just with
bit more. Yeah.
Very little there. And when I got down to the canal wharf at Bury, there were barges operating.
Right.
Full of coal, and the chaps with long poles. Oh, gracious, you know, it's a sort of time slip or something.
Yeah.
And I went down to them and I said, "Is it still operating, this canal?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "The problem is that since Lady Shore Colliery closed, we've got to bring the coal by Lerry, dump it on the quayside, on the side of the wharf, and then load it into the separate containers as they used to do in the traditional way.
Right.
And then take it down to the boiler houses of James Crompton's mill."
Excellent.
And there was just, you know, a touch of nostalgia, as though the whole thing had been reconstructed from the past.
Yeah.
Because Lady Shore Colliery had closed by then, and that was really the only source of the only purpose for the canal.
Yeah.
It was just kept there to supply, well, to keep a waterway open between Bury Bridge and Little Lever.
Yeah.
Where well, they built boats there as well.
Yeah.
So I got this unique material, and then from that I built up the film.
Right.
So I can lend you a copy of the film if you want.
Superb. You mentioned that the icebreaker was here as well when you came down.
Yes, I hadn't got the icebreaker on the film. It's on the stills. It's on the
Right.
transparencies. Have you got plenty of stills?
We've not. We've only got at this end. We've only got a select few. We've got a lot sort of more Lady Shore section, but
Well, I might be able to get you some copies because they're on transparencies.
brilliant.
And the chap who does them's on holiday at the moment. But I think I might be able to get you about half a dozen, including the shot of the icebreaker and the shot of the people operating the barges.
If you don't mind me asking, can I ask your name and your age at the moment, just for the record of the camera?
My name's Terry Ashworth.
Yeah.
And my age 77.
77, and I believe you're involved in the Bury District Local History
I'm
Society.
Secretary of the Bury District Local History
How long have you been
Society.
involved in?
Since it started, 1972.
1972.
I wasn't the secretary then, but I was a member.
Yeah.
And then went on to publicity, and then publicity on to secretary.
That's excellent, and it's obviously you're still fascinated in Bury's heritage.
Oh yes, yes, it's an interesting area because of course the thing was more in the mills than in the canals because the canals were filled in.
Yeah.
And the same has happened here. I mean, another 15 years ago, we would have seen something of the vibrancy of industry around this area, and of course it's all gone in the time we have done. Things have changed quite a bit, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
Would you like to see the canal come back?
Yes, I think it would. I think in a lot of places they have come back because, of course, it's more or less a leisure activity to a great extent.
Yeah.
I don't think this canal would. I think the breach at Little Lever, just beyond Lady Shore in 1936, I think that
makes it difficult, doesn't it?
Well, it was far too expensive to redo.
Yeah.
But of course, Lady Shore Colliery was on this side of the breach, so they could still get their coal.
Yeah.
But they couldn't run canal services as they used to do before to Bolton and to Manchester and Salford.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It would have cost an enormous amount of money in 1936. Now I think it would be prohibitive.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, the East Lancashire Railway was open to Rotten
only
I said
try,
I would never do it.
Is it strange being back after all these years to look at the canal again? And
It is actually. I didn't come here very often. It's just when you showed me the photographs some time ago of this bridge, I suddenly realised I was thinking about something which was a little bit further on.
yeah.
But yes, I've got a shot similar to the photograph you've got in the book.
Yeah.
Of this area and with the icebreakers.
Yeah.
And I think they managed to rescue 2 of the boats.
Yeah.
And then one of them was destroyed by fire. I think the other one is the Ellesmere Port Port Museum. I think it's still there.
Yeah.
And, but it was interesting. I don't know if you're going to film down the Bury Bridge or not.
Yeah. What we're going to do in a short while is walk to the viaduct and then sort of walk back up this way so we can get a view looking up the line of the old canal.
Yes.
On the other side of the bridge, and then we're going to work our way to the boundary.
Yes.
But thanks a lot for coming on camera. I really appreciate you giving your day up to come down.
As well.
Yeah. Well, I've been interested in this canal since 1984.
Yeah.
I was only 14 when.
I think it was John Fletcher said that you were the founder of it.
Yeah, I was the founder of it, and I was researching into this one 1984, and the Canal Society was formed in '87.
Yes.
And I was active for a long time. Unfortunately, I did have a fallout with John and Margaret, and that was 10 years ago.
Dear.
But you know, I did apologise. It's just obviously since then Margaret's died, and
Yes. Yeah.
I have invited the Canal Society to take part in the documentary. I don't know if they will, you see.
No.
But this is not about. This is about the canal. It's not about falling out with people. It's the social history of the canal.
It's the thing that matters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the topic. It's the people, and it's like this site. It will change again.
Yes.
And it's capturing it as it is now for future historians.
I would think that probably if we'd sort of been about 20 years earlier, or at least 10 years earlier, there would have been an attempt to preserve it and make it navigable.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they've already done that between from more or less from here to Radcliffe.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they were having these open days. I've got some film of them there.
Yeah.
In fact, I had a sail all the way up to the bridge at the Old Farmer's Arms. And they had this little boat in the truck that went down on this.
There's still a lot of potential. It's just sad that obviously the warehouses lasted until the mid-70s, and to lose them so, you know what I mean, because it was a almost completely intact canal terminal, wasn't it, a Victorian canal terminal?
I was always interested in this extension that went behind Webb's.
We looked at that last time to Weds, and the sluices at the side of the river.
Yeah, and when they were demolishing it, I went down, and it was on a Sunday, and it was more or less flattened, and there was just a caretaker, and everything was rubble, you know, and there was messed up everywhere. And I told him who I was and where I was from, and I said, "Is there any chance of just having a wander out?" He said, "Be careful," I said, "Don't, because you're not insured or anything." He said, "But you know what you're talking about." And I got the line of the canal, which was partly arched, and then the arches were broken. And then I came to a fairly big area, not quite this area, but about 3/4 of this area right here, and it was roundish. And then there was the subterranean canal came along like that. Then there was another one, and that went out towards the river. And it went out to the point where the sluice is, which you can still see from there on the side.
But it's just tragic. Before they demolished the mill, I basically attended the planning meeting, and I tried to save it, you know, like say Bury Wharf. I know it was only the extension canal, but I did try, unfortunately. I wasn't successful. But I did take pictures like yourself of the old stone arch, and you know, and
but I wondered whether there was a means of turning the barges round, because it was that shape, and the canal itself, the one that runs around the back of the nose, came straight into it. And then the other one went out to the sluice over it. And then there's the weir, you see. We don't quite know why the weir is there. I don't know if you've got any views on that.
Well, I must admit, we seem to look at like the old archive maps and see if there's any. Usually a weir, it's to speed it up into the river, and then you have like your offshoots.
But it's a funny place straight across the stream, just over Bury Bridge.
It is.
To put it there, they must have been there simply to raise the water level, and seeing that the sluice is at the end of it, going into the
extension canal,
and then turning around and then providing. I don't think it was when the canal was opened. I don't think we've got any dates on that. But I think it was 1796
when the canal
was opened. Now, whether that extension was there or not, I don't think it was. I think that was probably because they could see if they could get the canal extension directly to their back door, literally. It'd be a great asset, you know, there'd be no loading and unloading and all this sort of thing.